After 3 months of use, was it better late than never to get an Apple Vision Pro? The 3 things I want to go over is just the positives, how I've been using the device itself, and the negatives of the device, and who I think this device really is for. This is the 2nd generation Apple Vision Pro, so it's got the newest M5 chip in it. It also is the lowest amount of capacity that I got, so the 256 gigabytes. I didn't think I would need any more, so I got that one. And I don't wear glasses, so I didn't get any lenses for them. The device itself is actually made mostly of aluminium and glass, with some silicone arms holding the speakers, as well as the little power cord here for the external battery. And the build quality is very good on this device. It is really nice to hold and also just to use in general. And this is what holds the power. So with this cable, you can connect it to the Vision Pro itself, and that's how it gets its power. And this is the power bank that holds all of its power. Just put it in your pocket and then you can use it as is. The Apple Vision Pro is so easy and intuitive to use. Not having a controller or anything really to use the device itself. You just use your fingers and your hands, and it's so intuitive to use. At first it feels a bit odd. It becomes second nature to just interact with the device with pinching, as well as just zooming out is super easy, and the whole interaction of the user interface has just been really good on the Apple Vision Pro, and I'm quite surprised by that. And the whole point about this is that the device is so immersive. You can really get into your own bubble, and you can really focus on your tasks or your work really easy with this, as you're just enclosed into your own little bubble, and you can really focus on that. I use this device for 3 different things. They're 3 very kind of specific things, but that's what really makes the Apple Vision Pro the Apple Vision Pro. First one for me is note-taking. I really like taking notes with this device, and with the creation of YouTube videos and having to write down like scripts or ideas or brainstorming, I've been using the Apple Vision Pro for that, and that's just been amazing to use. Have your notes and multitask at the same time with what you're researching into. What I tried at first when I first got the Apple Vision Pro was to just digitally type, either using your index fingers or using the pinch and looking at certain letters. It just got way too annoying. It's good to use in a pinch, but it's not good to use in long-term sessions. So I actually been using just an external keyboard, primarily this one, this external keyboard from Lofree. This keyboard's been amazing with the Apple Vision Pro, just being able to look at the notes, type out what I need to type out, easily selecting from app to app using your fingers, and keep typing whilst looking at your thing. The mixture of using the Apple Vision Pro with the keyboard for writing notes has just been so good, and you can really immerse yourself into the work and just focus on that work in general. The second thing I've really used the Apple Vision Pro for is just virtual display, and virtual display has been amazing. I love using virtual display, and what virtual display is that you can use the Apple Vision Pro to just project your MacBook's display onto, well, any surface you want or anywhere within your space you want with the Apple Vision Pro. And you can also make it as big as you want, as small as you want. You can even have an ultra wide angled like external monitor, and the experience of that has just been amazing. Especially with video editing, it's also been really nice. I thought that the latency would be quite bad using it, but to be honest, it's been super clean, and the latency hasn't been very bad at all. And of course, as you're using the virtual display, you can actually just open the Apple Vision Pro apps around you as well. So it's really easy to multitask, where you just have your main screen as your video editing screen, whilst if you still need to research something on Safari, you can have that app and that page over there on the left, whilst maybe having a podcast on in the background on your right. You can really customize your whole work experience with the Apple Vision Pro. Being able to use the Mac with the Vision Pro apps all at the same time has been great. Even if you're using a Vision Pro app and you need to type something, you can just use the Mac keyboard to actually type in what you want to type into the Vision Pro app, which is super cool. You could also even use the trackpad of the MacBook to select certain things on the Vision Pro app. But to be honest, I like to just use the gestures, as it's easier to just lift off the keyboard and just look around and tap and select like that instead of looking through with the trackpad. So combining the 2 products together gives you such a good experience, and it's super enjoyable to use, to be honest. Also, having the whole immersion of the virtual world, where you can really separate yourself from the real world and really focus on what you're doing, has just been so nice. And the third and last last thing that I pretty much use the Vision Pro for is just watching content in general. So from anything to YouTube to watching movies and having that great immersive experience is just amazing. 3D content has also been so nice and so much better than watching like 3D content on a TV or even in a cinema. It's just been such a surreal experience on the Vision Pro and really amplifies the content that you're watching. If you've been liking the video so far, please go down, give it a like, maybe even a subscribe whilst you're down there, and also a comment on if you own one of these and what your experience has been owning one of these, because I would love to know what your specific niches are to using something like this. And let's get on with the video. So those three things have been my primarily use of this device, and it's such a unique way of interacting with technology, and I've been loving it so far. But there are definitely some negative sides which are a bit of a headache, and to be honest, it makes it tough to use at times. For example, it's not like an iPhone or a MacBook where you can just pick it up and go. You actually have to set it up, and it's a bit of a friction point of getting into using it. There are two things that really create that friction point for me, and that's just putting the headset on in general and having it so bulky and a little bit heavy as well. The strap and the top strap has been really good, and it's quite comfortable, to be honest. I don't find it uncomfortable, but you do notice the heftiness after an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then I think, okay, I've had enough at 2 hours. Because the battery life is only around 3 to 3.5 hours. I do sometimes have a bit of trouble with it, especially if I want to sit on the sofa and I have no power outlet close by. Then I do have a bit of power anxiety of like, oh, when is this going to get empty? To be honest, most of the time I use it sitting right here actually where I edit my videos. I just plug it into the wall all the time, so it's always powered up and always has battery. So I haven't really had that problem that much, but it's definitely two friction points which has made it tough for me to get into using it. And to be honest, I've just been scared to use it outdoors. So going to a cafe or something, because I feel like it's just so socially awkward to be wearing something like this. Even though you've got like the whole world around you and you can see everything, just the social awkwardness of it, because people don't see your eyes very well. They do kind of see it through the screen, but not particularly. In social environments, you're kind of forcing yourself off of the world, which can be a bit awkward, to be honest. So I haven't really had the thought of, I'd really like to bring this out to a cafe or anything. At home, it's just been great to use, and especially if you're on your own and you just want to focus and be completely enclosed, then that's definitely something that is super cool. So to conclude, what do I think of the Apple Vision Pro and who is kind of targeted to this? If you really want to have something like this, you have to be a major like geek tech enthusiast and someone that just appreciates technology like heavily, because I have this, I love this, and it's such a unique, cool experience, and I definitely don't regret buying it at all. At the same time, it's just so niche that there's such specific things that you could really utilize a device like this for. Even for me, in some of my cases, I'm like, did I really need this? And to be honest, I didn't need this at all. There's no need to go around having one of these and using it for those experiences when you could just use the devices themselves for those experiences. So it's an amazing tech product. It's so cool, so unique, but that nicheness makes it really tough to recommend to anyone, really. If you do think, oh yeah, there is something very specific, I don't know, something in like engineering, for example, where you could see blueprints spread out and you can see the blueprints of something all around you. I'm just waffling here, I'm not too sure, but if you have like a niche like that you think you could utilize a Vision Pro for, then I would say this is an amazing product to have for that sort of niche. But even for me, tough recommend, tough sell, but I'm so glad that I have one and I've experienced this bit of technology. So thank you guys for watching the video of the Apple Vision Pro. If you liked the video, please go down, give it a like, maybe even subscribe whilst you're down there to see even more Apple tech in the future, especially the new iPhones that are coming up. I'm definitely going to be making a lot of content about that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.